Roaming around, always looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody.
There are over 120,000 Americans currently on the transplant waiting list. 18 of them will die today and every day hereafter, just waiting for an organ. Another 12 of them will be removed because they're too sick, waiting for that transplant to happen. The average wait time to receive an organ in the United States is between 5 and 10 years. Could you imagine waiting 10 years for someone to donate an organ just because they felt like it, because they had nothing to gain? Most people actually say that they won't do it because they don't have enough money, their insurance won't cover all of it, they think that maybe they just won't recover from it. According to the class survey, only 5 of you actually said that you were registered to donate organs. This year alone, 6,750 Americans will die waiting for an organ that just never came. Were you aware that more Americans have lost their lives waiting for an organ transplant than those that have died in World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and Iraq combined? When the law fails to provide a means of survival, those who are waiting for an organ usually feel that they have no choice but to turn to an illegal act out of desperation. According to the CQ Global Researcher article, Organ Trafficking, published in 2011, the prohibition of organ sales has led to an estimated 5 to 10% of organs being transplanted each year illegally. Organ trafficking overseas in developing countries is caused by the apparent failure of organ procurement policies in developed countries such as the United States. Allowing donors, both living and deceased, to be compensated for their organs will increase the supply of organs, diminish the global black market for human organs, and virtually eliminate the organ transplant waiting list. One person can save up to 8 lives by donating their organs after death. You benefit nothing from taking them to the grave with you. Currently, you're allowed to sell blood, eggs, and sperm in order to create a new life or to save one, but yet you aren't allowed to sell your own organs to save a life. A more passive way to increase the amount of organs that can be transplanted in the United States is to adopt the European model of the opt-out program. Currently in the United States, if you register online or get a new driver's license, you can actually say that you want to donate your organs after death. In Europe, everyone is considered an organ donor unless you say you do not want to be one. This has made their organ transplant waiting lists much lower than those in the United States. So the program that I am suggesting that we adopt is one that a government or a charity will offer contributions to a retirement fund or maybe an income tax, a tuition voucher, or a gift to a charity that is designated by the donor who donates their organs, both living and deceased. So if you're living, obviously the only ones you can donate are liver and kidney. But once you're deceased, the program will also pay for all funeral costs and give the money that would be going to the donor to the family's estate. Some of the people that have been against this program have said that only the financially secure will benefit from this program, and that is not true. Since this is being funded by a third party, meaning that I cannot take my own money and go buy an organ from somebody else, then that means that the wealthy do not benefit more than those that are not so wealthy. The insurances will pay for the hospitals and things that they're not currently covering right now. The third party will also compensate the donors for lost wages, and they will receive 1 year of guaranteed health coverage. To avoid impulsive selling of your organs, I guess some think that we might impulsively buy just like we do shoes. However, A mandatory 6-month waiting period would help those who believe it is an impulse to see that the person really does want to donate their organs or really does want to receive from somebody who has donated. The benefits of implementing this policy I've discussed is already seen throughout the world. Since 1998, Iran has put this policy into use. It has virtually eliminated all of the transplant waiting lists that they currently have and have compensated them up to, I want to say, about $5,000 for a kidney. And this has really proven beneficial. And no, it doesn't add onto the organ trafficking because they have a system where if you're from another country, they will not do this for you. That way, people aren't coming from other countries or overseas and trying to take the organs. They want to keep it within that ethnicity and within that country. According to a 2009 survey conducted by the Society of Transplant Surgeons, the idea of compensation for live and deceased donors is highly supported and really recommended. They believe this will help with this shortage of organs that are needed to be transplanted. This program will save thousands and thousands of American lives, and it is a very practical thing to do. Since 1998, when Iran had implemented this policy, 50% of their supply had happened. They had doubled the amount of organs that were available for transplant. That is why I said earlier that their waiting list had been pretty much eliminated because they had twice as many people coming forward. The people that had already donated and their family members were not compensated, but the ones from 1998 on were compensated. This didn't deter the ones that were already voluntarily donating their organs. So the ones that wanted to do it just because or to save a loved one's life, as all of you had checked in the survey, they still continued to do so. They didn't stop doing that. Actually, it still remains steadily. And the amount of people that came forward to receive compensation was about 12% more than those that did it just because. Another question I asked all of you in my survey was whether or not you feel some things just aren't for sale. I understand, I get it. There are plenty of things that I feel just are not for sale, and the list is very long. But my organs and the 8 lives that I can save, I feel that I don't need them, and me taking them to the grave will benefit nobody. They will just disintegrate and nobody will benefit from them. Bringing forth more donors with financial incentives is the best way to increase our supply of organs and minimize the waiting list, as well as the number of deaths that occur each year from waiting. The market will change the social concepts and the medical concepts that we currently have today. The right to sell our organs should be the same as it is to sell our blood, or to be able to purchase another one to save our life or save our loved one's life should be legalized and upheld as an individual right as an American. I encourage all of you to save a life and register today as an organ donor, as it is the closest thing we can get to raising the supply that we have of organs. Until a new policy is implemented, this is the best that we can do. The only thing to do to register is to go online and say that you want to donate, or next time you go to renew your driver's license, just check the box. And you can actually decide which ones you want to keep, which ones you don't want to keep. You can decide if you want it to go to research or if you want to give it to whatever they deem possible. The options are endless. So I think we should come together, especially as a young generation of do-gooders, as the millennials say. We want to better the planet. And what better way to do that than extending our life here on Earth by giving life to another person? Thank you.